Hi, this is Mark Khalil with ActChangeTransform.com, and if you're watching this video, it's because you searched what can you eat when you have colitis. Now, I can speak to you about this because I've had IBD, Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis for about 11 years now. I started off with ulcerative colitis. It has since then developed into Crohn's colitis. That's for another video. Here we want to discuss and answer your question about what you can eat when you have colitis. Now, I'm here to tell you that it's not so black and white, and that it's going to be more based on trial and error than anything else. Now, you're going to find through your research that they might suggest that you can't or you shouldn't eat things like dairy, beans, things high in fiber, fried foods, consume alcohol, those sorts of things, and that's a very good start. However, it doesn't cover all the bases. For instance, what I can eat may not be what you can eat, and what you can eat may not be what I can eat. And the person with mild IBD or Crohn's or colitis can eat something different from the person with severe and active colitis. Now, dairy. I personally cannot drink milk, but I can eat cheese. Fried foods, I can eat it in moderation and I will not have any symptoms. If I go beyond that, well, that's I'm gonna have to deal with the aftermath. Greens, beans, legumes, those sorts of things, I can absolutely not touch at all. But I have friends that eat them just fine and have no issues at all. Alcohol is another thing. Alcohol is a no-no for anybody with IBD, if that's what you read out there. But I'm okay with drinking alcohol from time to time. In fact, it does not cause me any problems, or I don't have any of the symptoms of IBD whatsoever. So bottom line is, it is going to be based on trial and error. You can use what you find out there as a guideline, but it's not going to necessarily ring true for everybody. And it's a good idea to talk to other people that have Crohn's or colitis, and kind of see what they're able to eat and discuss what you're able to eat and what they can't eat. And over time you will discover what it is that you can and cannot eat. That's the way I did it. That's the way everybody that has IBD that I know has done it. It's really the only way, because every situation is unique, every case is unique, and so there's no cut and dry. There's no black and white way of doing things. There's no cookie cutter way of what you can and cannot eat. There's no checklist at all. The other thing I kind of wanted to touch on briefly is that when I was going through that trial and error period, it was very difficult having to travel to and from work. Maybe eating something that my body doesn't agree with, and then being in the wrong place at the wrong time, what I call having a IBD accident. And those of you with Crohn's or colitis know exactly what I'm talking about with the incontinence side of things. It was very difficult, and while I was going through that process, I made the transition. I made the decision that I needed to start working from home. There was no other way. I live in Southern California. I was in the car at least 3 to 4 hours a day, and that's not the best place to be for somebody with Crohn's or colitis. If you're interested in knowing what it is that I'm doing, it's probably the best decision I've made to work from home. I don't have to worry. I can eat what I want to eat, and if for some reason something does happen, I'm comfortable in knowing that I have a restroom I can get to right away because I'm in my home. I'm not just out there having to be aware of where the closest restroom is, or if I get there, is the stall going to be, full and I'm going to have to wait? Am I going to make it? All those sorts of questions. If you want to know a little bit more about what I'm doing, go ahead and check out the website, ActChangeTransform.com. I will have a link to that video as well, or underneath this video in the description. This is Mark Khalil. Just understand it's trial and error. Don't go crazy with it. You don't want to put yourself in the hospital. Trial and error. Try a little bit here, a little bit there. Over time, I promise you, you will discover everything it is that you can and cannot eat. You'll be very comfortable with it. Check out my website again, ActChangeTransform.com. This is Mark Khalil. Thank you for watching, and I wish you all the best.